Hi.
See what happened at Newcastle, and what you said, you know, post-match, and also the club statement. But similar point to Mark really was, would you have done, looking back, would you do anything differently now? Do you know, when you consider what was said about what you said?
Yeah.
You know, do you learn lessons from that, or would you approach it completely the same or differently?
I don't know, because what is the lesson? You have to say what other wants to hear, or saying that helps. It might it might not. But that's me, and I said what I felt in the moment and how I felt it. And you get criticized by being honest, and many other people, they fully agree with that. So you know that when you talk publicly, you're not gonna please everybody. I was very pleased at the end that I felt that it was an understanding, because at the end we are in front of the mic straight away, and we have to respond to those questions. And people, I think, expect to hear our answers in an honest and a straight way. And this is what I did. Is there a better way to do it? It might be, I don't know, but the lesson is, if you say what you believe in the right way, respectfully, do it. But I don't know what I would do in the next time.
When you say that's me, you're someone that's very, very passionate, aren't you? And there's someone that really wears your heart on your sleeve, as they say. And I mean, I can't imagine that you'd be able to change that.
I don't know, but especially because as well I have a duty to defend our players, to defend our club, and to raise our voices. And when something you don't feel that is right, we have to say it. And as well because I said that privately and in front of everybody's face. It's not something that I did publicly where I haven't done it before. So the order was right. I did it internally, I did it in front of them, face to face, and then I did it publicly. So, and then I have to justify myself, and that's it. So it was a good experience as a coach. Yeah, I have to tell you.
It was a big
to go through that.
It was a big experience of how it works and how the sort of kind of the media works and how you're in front of the TV cameras. But I guess it's important to sort of say, isn't it, that basically you did go up in front of the TV cameras, having, as you said, you know, kind of established that you were within the club's boundaries to be able to do so with their full support.
Yeah, and I was lucky as well. I'm very lucky because I have a club that give us and give me in that occasion a lot of support.
Thanks, John.
Okay. Newcastle can be a bit like Porto. They can try and get under your skin, win fouls, try and influence referees. In these sorts of games, do you feel you have to change the way you play, change the way you approach, or is it just we're going to play our way regardless of what they try to do to influence the game?
We always have to, there is a percentage in every game plan, in the behaviors that, or the way you want to play a game, that you have to understand the context of the game, and you have to slightly adapt to certain qualities or behaviors of the opponents, and it's no different against Newcastle.
And are you any tempted to fight fire with fire? If you come up against a team that likes to do that, get under your skin, do you want to encourage your players to, you know, give some back rather than trying to just tell them to keep your emotions in check? Actually let them free.
I think you have to control your emotions, that's for sure, because if not, you get dragged into a game that is going to take you away from what we want. But certainly, I've seen my team face very difficult opponents, very difficult situations, face to face, and we're not going to get away from that.
Yeah, but you think they're mature enough to do that, to see what another team does and not get distracted by it?
Yeah, but I don't know what mature is. Is that at the end using that in the right way and being intelligent to at the end get what you want. That's it.
Okay, are your players mean and nasty?
Nasty?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, they are incredible players, that's for sure. And I think this team has got enough intelligence and enough experience to deal with many situations now.
I think, as Simon said, people might look at the team and think, oh, they're nice guys. They seem friendly, very polite. You could take them home to dinner and everyone would be happy. But do you want them having that kind of...
Yeah, but when we play Liverpool at home or Man City after, you guys said it's incredible how they compete, how they go, how aggressive they are, this and that. And yeah, I don't know.
And just on Gabby Jesus, what's the... Because obviously when he missed the game after Forest, it was a few days, and it's been a bit longer. And obviously, this knee thing's been going on for some time. What's happening?
That's it. That we couldn't resolve that as quickly as we wanted, and he had a small reaction in training again, and we didn't want to take any more risk because he's been out for quite a while, and he's a player that we need at his best, and we decided to give him a few more days.
So it's all still quite minor, but it's all linked to the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Hi, Nick.
I guess Newcastle have been similar to you guys in one way, in that they've been back. They were back in the Champions League this year after quite a long way out. Obviously, they didn't make it through the group, and they've been good in the league, but haven't quite been top four. Does that kind of show just how difficult it is to come back and have that relentless routine of Europe, elite level, Premier League, Wednesday to Sunday, Wednesday to Saturday?
Yeah, it's a great point. Obviously, the demands are very different, and the league level again this season has a step up, and we have managed to make that a step again and be very, very competitive. I've been at the top, and in Europe after 7 years, go through the group stages and still being competing there. The thing is that the fact and the reality is that we want more and better always, and we are trying to do that.
I know this sort of comes up every season, but are you okay with the turnaround Wednesday to Saturday? Would it be better if
I would prefer to play Sunday or Monday, 100%, especially when you play away in Europe. But we know that that's not in our hands.
Would you still push for things to be different?
We already discussed that many times. At least we are not playing the 12:30 kickoffs that we used to do before. So there is some improvement. I think we can still do a bit more for our players.
6-10.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Before the 6-0 win over West Ham, you've been beaten by the Hammers twice this season. In some ways, you're trying to do a similar job against Newcastle. How obviously they won 1-0 they won obviously last year, and there's an element of revenge and doing a job on them this time.
Again, as I said, there is a story always there linked to the team that you are facing, and we have beat them twice. You know that they're gonna try to beat you in the third time, and you have to have another kind of preparation, sometimes mentally as well. But it's clear, and especially after what happened in Porto, and the desire of the players to make a statement now.
And from that game against Newcastle, what did you learn from your players? Because players like Kai Havertz, for example, he showed a lot of passion, emotion, and I think you credited him soon after that game with the fight he showed. What did you learn from players like that in that game?
Yeah, it was a really competitive match, and I think the team performed really, really well. Obviously, the results show something different, in my opinion, to what we deserved, and that's a learning as well. But the margins against them in recent games, they've been very small.
With Arsenal nearly having their full squad back in the next coming weeks, in some ways, do you think it's premature for people to say that Arsenal are third in this title race? With obviously the players coming back, are you more than just a third runner in this race?
I don't know. We are there. We want to be there, and we want to be first. That's for sure.
But you say it's important, though.
Well, it's very important. That's a way of competing for a team, you know, and you can tell, and the best players in the world, they have this ability to always take the advantage, always.
When you're in recruitment, is that something you think about?
Yeah, overall, when you build a squad, you need that, certainly. And but it comes someday. It comes from the culture of the club. You see that there are clubs that they have that in the DNA. It's not something that you directly link to Arsenal, that's for sure. Yeah. But it's something that has to be developed.
That's something that's been lacking then?
Sorry?
That's something that has been lacking.
We have many other things. That other clubs, they don't have a lot of things that we do. So you want to have the best of the best, and that's the aim.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good luck.
Can I go now? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.